Hi, Artettina here. I'm going to try to edit it and cut it down to the major things that had happened, and otherwise if you want a little bit more of the story and you can watch the other videos that I'll have coming out in the next few days. I think that's how we're going to do it. It depends. We'll just see. Anyway, okay, so I know you're probably not okay, wondering what the heck is going on. So this has been very, very interesting from my perspective, especially from my perspective. And I'll let you know briefly in this video what happened with my body. As you know, I was doing this thing for you where I was your guinea pig. Kind of regretting it, but it was good information to know, with the carnivore versus vegetarian diet. And I wanted to go very quickly in this video what happened to me and my personal experience with my body after I do an intermittent fasting where my eating time is from 1 to 4. Sometimes I splurge and go a little bit outside of that. Pretty much the crux of my whole plan and what I've been practicing is eliminating all processed or heavily processed foods. Where I'm splurging on that is I do have Thursday, which is what I call donut day, even if it's not for a donut. And I have recently, I could give you all sorts of excuses like temperature, how hot it is, that I've been really thirsty, I'm not drinking enough water. I have every excuse in the book. Occasionally I'll have a popsicle. Now the popsicles, yes, are an organic limited kind, but it's still processed. So I just wanted to be like, I don't want you to think I'm doing things that I'm not. There are things that I've been bending my rules with, but I would advise not to. It's like, do what I'm, I don't want to be one of those do what I'm saying and not what I'm doing. I just need you to know, when you see what's happening physically, or you hear what I'm talking about physically, what's happening with me, I want you to know pretty much exactly what I'm doing. So just know that there are evenings, and then for treats, instead of donuts, although I call it donut day, it has been dried fruit. So this is what happened to me. I think I made it in 2 days. That's why you see this extension of the last video versus now, and I was doing coming on daily and letting you know what was happening with me. You can go back and see all those videos. I removed videos that I felt okay, you aren't interested in these, because there just wasn't any interest in them. So I was well, then you probably don't care about those parts of the carnivore, or maybe they were just really boring videos. That can happen. So what happened was not good in my eyes, and I realized that my body was probably adjusting. Here comes the garbage trucks, and I am going to need to, obviously, increase the volume on this. When I went to vegetarian, I know how to do it, and I know that, and I bought a bunch of food that was the salads, the mixed greens. I still was doing a vegetarian, not vegan, so I still was going to be implementing and doing some cheeses. I think we're gonna have to wait for this garbage truck to pass. So some of the stuff I thought you guys would enjoy seeing is a few of the things that are happening around here as I'm explaining a little bit about what happened to my body. But it was very shocking. I only got into the second, maybe third day, and I started immediately reacting to just going vegetarian. I had, how do you say politely, some definite episodes where, well, let's just say I wasn't getting much sleep and I was in the bathroom a lot in the evenings, in one evening. And it was extreme enough that I had to drink lots of liquids, but it was extreme enough that I immediately just knew the next day I was going to be implementing meat back into it. Even though I was going to remain eating some vegetarian, I was definitely going to be applying meat back into it. So I think the next day after that episode, which really actually kind of concerned me and scared me, I put salmon back in my diet the next day, so I had some salmon, added that to the rice and the salads, and it helped so much. Now, yeah, I could have just gotten a hold of something, like maybe there was just some bad salad in, although it was fresh from the store. But it's not like I have my own garden, which of course we talked about in previous videos, where this application would be much more solid if I actually had my own greens in my own garden, so I knew it wasn't sprayed and I knew it wasn't contaminated in some way, or I knew it was really clean. Because even if they say pre-cleaned and organic, you're limited in really knowing if they have any of these sprays that they put on to make them last longer. I've had reactions with that kind of stuff before, so yeah, it's just something that we're just going to have to be very careful about. But thank you so much for joining the Art, Garden, and Health channel, Impromptu Life. If you are interested in more of seeing art that I'm working on, and on this adventure diet plan, now we're going to be doing omnivore, so in the sense that I'm still just focused on what it does to your body to completely remove processed foods, and I think we're going to go that way for a little while. And the biggest part of that is a complete removal of vegetable oils, things that take so much processing that how you would never really get those amounts in nature at all. I also don't eat breads, don't eat grains, except for occasionally, like on the donut day. If I do have a splurge like that, it would be on donut day. Otherwise, I would be making my own pastas, and we may have videos coming up of making our own breads, but part of that making it is you're going to have such a lower quantity of it, as well as you're going to be using fresh wheat berries. We're going to be doing that. Anyway, we'll be making some pasta videos here too, but mostly this is just about eliminating all mass processed foods. Thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know in the comments below if you also have been on this adventure for your health, if you also appreciate art and home and garden things. This is what the Impromptu Life channel is all about. Bye.